Hello friends. One of the most frequently asked questions to me is, what is the purpose of my life? In today's discussion, we will explore how to answer this profound question using astrology. By understanding key aspects of the horoscope, we can uncover the layers of life purpose for ourselves and for our clients. Breaking down life purpose. The subject of life purpose is vast, but for clarity, I have categorized it into four main areas: to truly live our life, to achieve our destiny, temporary purposes, understanding the client's perspective on purpose. Let's start with to truly live our life. This might sound like a big idea, but it's something we should focus on as astrologer. Truly living your life means understanding your true nature and the essence of your horoscope. To do this, we need to check three important things: the strength of the ascendant lord, if there are any weak or debilitated planets, if multiple planets are concentrated in one house. Strength of the ascendant lord. The ascendant represents the self. Its ruler determines the vitality and direction of life. One of the most important things in astrology is the ascendant lord, and this is the primary power one needs to live his life. Ascendant means your true nature, and if your true nature is not clear, then how can one truly live one's life? So your job here would be to analyze if there is a strong enough condition of ascendant lord that one can truly live life, and we will pay attention that ascendant lord doesn't fall into the weak category. Here are the rules when ascendant lord is in weak category and its cancellation rules. First, if the ascendant lord is debilitated. Second, if the ascendant lord is soft planet and position in 6, 8, 12. If the ascendant lord is cruel planet and position in 8, 12. If the ascendant lord is moon or sun and in conjunction with Rahu. Cancellations. If in the first house strong and friendly planets are there, if the ascendant lord is in Digbal or very close to Digbal, directional strength. Very close to Digbal means first house before or one house after from directional strength or Digbal, and those houses are not 6 at 12. If the ascendant lord is in conjunction with two or more than two planets. Let's break this down. The strength of the ascendant lord. The ascendant represents who you are, its ruler. The ascendant lord shows how strong and clear your sense of self is. If the ascendant lord is weak, it can make it hard for someone to fully live their life. Your job as astrologer is to analyze the condition of the ascendant lord and understand if it falls into the weak category, debilitated or weak planets. The condition of the ascendant shows us how much a person is connected to their true nature. By understanding debilitated and weak planets, we can uncover the possible psychological complexes in someone's nature that may prevent them from truly enjoying life. You need to identify the planet, its psychological behavior, and how to harmonize its energy. The most important planet to pay attention to here is the moon. If the moon is debilitated, if the moon is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, if the moon is in conjunction with Rahu, Ketu or Saturn, if the moon is in Kemandram Yoga without cancellation. An afflicted moon means that a person's emotional and mental state is not harmonized. Here's what happens in different cases. Moon in debilitation leads to distrust and anxiety. Moon in the 6th house creates a victim mentality and feeling of injustice. Moon in the 8th house keeps a person in survival mode. It indicates unresolved issues with the experience of death, such as deep fears or feeling of suffocation. This unresolved fears makes the unconscious mind overly alert. Until these emotions are worked through, life may become a series of non-stop challenges where the person is just surviving rather than truly living. Moon in the 12th house indicates karmic issues with ancestors, emotional instability and deep insecurity. Moon in conjunction with other planet, moon with Rahu, causes deep dissatisfaction, illusions and prevent a person from seeing what is best for them. Rahu keeps them trapped in illusions. Moon with Ketu indicates impulsive behavior, overreactions, anger issues and a deep interest in occult sciences. Moon with Saturn reflects deep loneliness, interest in ascetic practices, a dry nature, and a desire to withdraw from the world and live in spiritual places. First, you can analyze the exact psychological traits and challenges created by these conditions. Based on these understanding, you can help the person become aware of these issues. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools for self-improvement. To harmonize moon's energy, recommend breathing exercises, swimming, strong cardio routines, regular fitness. There is also a separate chapter where we will discuss detailed method to work on each planet. Other planet and their influences. A debilitated planet means that certain lessons needs to be learned. By working on those lessons, the energy of the debilitated planet can be harmonized. Weak or debilitated Mars creates an inferiority complex. The biggest challenge is an inability to accept mistakes. It also leads to a refusal to be vulnerable or weak in any situation. Weak or debilitated Mercury. On the positive side, it can make a person visionary and empathic in their logic. On the negative side, their logical conclusion can become overly emotional and disconnected from reality. Weak or debilitated Jupiter causes a desire to be respected for knowledge and a strong urge to become a guru. May lead to arrogance with a belief that they know better than others. Prevents the person from listening to their inner voice and navigating life intuitively. Weak or debilitated Venus creates complexes related to beauty, luxury, and sexuality. The person may lose sophistication and start valuing everything only in terms of money. This goes against Venus' principle that true beauty and creativity cannot be measured in monetary terms. Weak or debilitated Saturn indicates pain, deep loneliness, a weak neck and spine, and heavy karma from the past. Weak or debilitated Sun with Saturn reflects feeling of rejection from the father, creates a strong need for validation, arrogance, and overreaction. Your role is to understand if any of these issues are preventing your client from truly living their life. Identify if their energy is stuck in these challenges and guide them on how to overcome them. As mentioned earlier, we will explore detailed technique to address these issues in other chapters. Multiple planets in one house. It is also important to pay attention to any house that has multiple planets. When 3 or more planets occupies the same house, it indicates the energy and focus in that area of life are very high. This suggests that the native needs to learn and understand the lessons associated with that house and pay special attention to those areas of life. So, this was about our first category, to truly live our life, and let's move now to second category. Second category, to achieve our destiny. Now, this is a really interesting topic because when most people ask, what's the purpose of my life or what's my destiny? They're usually talking about their work, their career, or what they are going to do in life. To figure out the best possible career path, we look at 3 key things. The 10th house. This represents your career, profession, and how the world sees you. The 10th house lord, the condition and placement of this planet tell us a lot about your career direction and tendencies. The most significant energy in the chart, this is about finding the planet or energy that stands out the most. It shows where you can really shine and find fulfillment. Now, let's dive deeper and look at this with an example chart. And as you can see in this chart, Rahu is placed in the 10th house. This strongly indicates that a career in IT, e-commerce, internet related businesses, or something connected to foreign land would be highly suitable for this individual. Now, let's move on and look at another chart. As you can see, there are no planets in the 10th house, but the 10th house lord Saturn is placed in the 8th house in conjunction with the Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Now, Saturn governs industry, service work, mass psychology, and justice. Saturn's conjunction with the Sun suggests a potential for government work or something that could bring fame. Saturn's conjunction with the Moon, especially with the Moon in the 8th house, points to a deep interest in spirituality. Mercury, on the other hand, highlights intellect, law, and finance. The combination of these factors makes this person well suited to the role of higher court judge. Interestingly, after retirement, this individual became the chief administrative of a famous temple. Now, let us move on to understand the most significant energy or the most influential planet in a chart. I will walk you through several examples to explain this. In this chart, Mercury energy seems to dominate initially as it is a Gemini ascendant. However, since Mars is placed in the first house and there is an exchange between the first and 11th houses, combined with the fact that Mercury in the 11th house is joined by Mars' friend the Sun, the dominant energy here shifts to Mars. This means the native's personality and life path are heavily influenced by Mars. This person became a fighter and a physical strength trainer, gained some fame and developed a disciplined, hard-working and never-give-up attitude. Additionally, Jupiter, the lord of the 10th house, is positioned in the 12th house. This indicates that the individual's career would have a strong connection to foreign lands as they are currently living abroad. Mars' professions such as construction and home-related work also became part of his career path. Second example. In this chart, there are no planets in the 10th house. The 10th house lord, the Sun, is in a very weak condition. Firstly, it is placed in the 12th house where it loses its natural significance. Secondly, the Sun is debilitated. And third, is in conjunction with its biggest enemy. But even in such a situation, we still look for the dominating energy in the chart. Moon in the 8th house indicates a strong desire for occult sciences and a natural understanding of the human psyche, which is supported by both Jupiter and Venus. Ketu in the first house shows a strong inclination towards spirituality. Mercury in the first house, which is the lord of the 8th house, is in a very strong position, indicating that deep intellectual knowledge is possible. Saturn in the 12th house, exalted, also points to an interest in spirituality. From this, we can conclude that the best career for this individual would involve spirituality or occult sciences. This could include consulting or teaching people, as Mercury and Venus are in strong positions and the Moon is aspected by Jupiter, further supporting teaching abilities. Let us take one final example in this category. As you can see in this chart, there is exalted Jupiter in conjunction with Ketu, along with the aspect of Saturn and Mercury in the 10th house. The main strength of this person is the ability to present things in a very beautiful manner. This person has tried many different careers: a famous photographer, creating online filters for photography sales, working as a top manager, making videos and teaching how to become a blogger. The first big success came as an online educator, and later this individual kept changing the topics of what to teach but remained successful in teaching online. Given that Jupiter is the lord of all teachers and the format is online due to its position in the Rahu-Ketu axis, it's a perfect fit. The continuous change in focus is due to Mercury's aspect on Jupiter. Now let me share something else important to consider when consulting. Always pay attention to exalted planet or in Digbala, strong positions. You should suggest hobbies or areas where they can train related to those planets, as it's highly possible at some point these hobbies might become a side profession. Here is a breakdown. Sun, leadership, media or healing like acupressure or other forms of healing. Moon, creativity, acting, singing, healing, psychology, intuitive work, astrology. Mars, gym, fighting, agriculture. Mercury, puzzle games, board games, reading, writing, deep intellectual work. Jupiter, teaching, giving lectures, learning about different cultures and knowledge, astrology. Coaching, consultancy. Venus, creativity, dance, music, acting, developing presentations. Saturn, learning about spirituality, mass psychology, social justice, meditation, occult sciences. Rahu, IT, networking. Ketu, psychology, occult sciences. Another important thing to consider is where the concentration of multiple planets lies in the 4 trines. As you know, we have 4 trines in astrology: Dharma trines, 1st, 5th, 9th houses; Earth trines, 2nd, 6th, 10th houses; Karma trine, 3rd, 7th, 11th houses; Moksha trine, 4th, 8th and 12th houses. You can calculate which trine has the maximum concentration of planet in a chart, and that will show where the person is most inclined to focus their energy in life. Let's analyze this chart for instance. In the Dharma trine, which includes the 1st, 5th and 9th houses, there are 2 planets. In the Artha trine, which includes the 2nd and 6th and 10th, there are 3 planets. In the Karma trine, which includes the 3rd, 7th and 11th house, there are no planets. In the Moksha trine, which includes the 4th, 8th and 12th houses, there are planets. Temporary purpose. This is a very important understanding when dealing with life purposes. The only unchanging thing is life is change itself. Sometime going astray and experiencing many failures can actually work as the right context for delivering what truly matters. In a sense, nothing we do in life goes astray. One way or another, it plays its own role. Let's take this chart as an example. In this chart, we can see that Rahu in the 10th house plays a primary role in determining the career. During Rahu's main period, the career path will align perfectly with its influences. However, once the Jupiter period begins, this person's priority, feeling and mindset will shift. They will feel more inclined towards teaching, writing book and spreading knowledge. It is important to keep in mind that careers can change or adapt easily to new situations. Whatever this person learns during the Rahu period will serve as a foundation for what they pursue during the Jupiter period. So, there is no right or wrong here, it is complementary. Often failure is just as necessary as success in gaining insights and understanding that will be crucial in uncovering a person's unique strength. Fourth, what does the client perceive as their life purpose? Now, this is actually the most important category because many times as a professional astrologer, a simple mistake can happen. We might assume that life purpose is just life purpose, but in reality the meaning of life purpose can differ vastly depending on the person. For a housewife, life purpose is one thing, for a business person it is another. For someone searching for their career, it is a completely different question, and for someone focused on spirituality or meditation, life purpose takes on entirely different meaning. One thing I highly advise is to always clarify the question of what do you mean by life purpose. It is crucial to avoid assuming that everyone defines life purpose the same way. There could be different interpretations or underlying assumptions. In this category, we will look at the client's question and fit it into the framework of the 12 houses. We will also consider the planetary period and try to give them the most personalized answer possible. For example, if they mention relationship, analyze the 7th house. For career related questions, study the 10th house. For spiritual growth, examine the 12th house and Ketu's placement or any planet related to spiritual growth. Understanding life's purpose through astrology requires a combination of intuition, technical knowledge and a genuine connection with your client. By focusing on these 4 key areas, you can guide your clients in a practical and profound way, helping them align with their true potential. Thank you for your existence in this beautiful world. Namaste. Thank you for your existence in this beautiful world. Namaste.